Hey folks, welcome to Drive Across Texas. I'm Pat Waters. Today, we're in the county seat of Jones County in Anson, Texas. We have the ultimate pleasure of speaking with Kenneth Carman. Mr. Carman, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Good deal. 90 years old. Now let me ask you a question.
Okay.
You lived in Anson all your life?
Not yet, but it won't be long.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm interested. You know, we're in the post office here, and it has one of those murals in it that they did, I guess, back in the 30s and the 40s. And you know, I was told a story a while ago that when there was a big battle going on at that time, or that era, where there was no dancing allowed, there was no drinking, and I looked at your mural in there, and it's a lady dancing, and there's a whiskey jug on the pit. Did that cause any static out here?
It caused lots of static. Now, I don't remember when they did the mural, but I do remember the static about the jug of whiskey. But
did they get that jug from your house?
oh no,
No.
because I was still living at home then, and my mom would not. We couldn't have a deck of cards in the house.
She'd have whooped you.
Oh yeah.
I'm telling you what, you told me a while ago, and thank you so much for meeting us down here. I always love talking to young men. I mean, you've been in this town 90 years, almost 90 years.
Yeah.
Would you do me a favor and tell the people out there what Anson, Texas, just tell us some stories about it and what it means to you.
Okay, this is not going to be easy.
Well, it's okay.
But I really never think about what it means to me, except I never have wanted to live anywhere else. A lot of Anson people, in fact, a lot of the movers and shakers, so to speak, in Abilene came from Anson. Judges, doctors, and when I worked in Abilene 25 years, but I never did want to move down there. So it's my town, and I love Anson. But there's so many things happen in this. Well, I remember about 80. I remember when they built this post office.
Now, how old was you when they built this post
I was
office?
9.
Now, you told me a story a while ago. There was a couple blocks south of here from the post office.
Blacksmith shop.
There was a blacksmith shop, and you said it was always a privilege to get to come to town with your dad and go to the blacksmith shop, and you just get out of the car and hump it over here and watch the construction.
Yeah, I was just fascinated for some reason with watching the construction. I don't know why. Back when I was growing up, everybody came to town Saturday. Some of them came Saturday by noon. My folks didn't come till Saturday night. But there were times when on Saturday night, well, nearly every Saturday night, you'd have trouble walking down the sidewalk. There's that many people. And people would double park and even triple park on that main drag over there. And the only policeman we had then, we called him a city marshal. And he'd move cars, have them move them, and time he'd get back from seeing about that, excuse me, they'd be double parked again. But that was, and I hated that when the Saturday night deal stopped. And television did that.
Took over, didn't it?
Television.
Let me ask you this. What were the events going on Saturday nights? What did you do when you came downtown? Was there a movie, a theater house?
Theater.
Theater?
There was we had a nice theater over on that main drag. And then just west of the post office here was another theater that mostly showed westerns. That's where I went most of the time.
Nothing wrong with them westerns.
I could go to the picture show. There's a little hamburger joint run by a local lady under the staircase of the show of the building. I could go to the show for a dime, a hamburger for 15, and a Coke for 15 cents.
That's a quarter.
1 quarter. And every time I got a quarter,
You knew where it was going. What's this poem about your great aunt?
okay, that's the Cowboy's Christmas Ball poem that most people in Texas are familiar with. 1885, I believe, was the first one. And my great aunt is mentioned in that poem is Crosby Charlie's bride. Now, Crosby Charlie was Charlie Papoo. And my great aunt was my mom's aunt. And her name is not mentioned, but Crosby Charlie's bride, we knew that was
her.
my Aunt Corrie. And she lived to be 90 or so. One interesting story, her husband had a business, and some old pictures of Anson, you can see it's Brockett-Papoo, kind of a general merchandise store. He traded a building, not that one I don't think, for 160 acres of land out near Kermit, Texas. He started out there one time, wanted to see his land, and he got stuck in the mud and turned around and came back. He never saw it. But that little 160 acres of land got 4 oil wells on it, and it supported my great aunt the rest of her life, those 4 oil wells. That's interesting.
That is interesting. Yeah, it really is.
But
you got some of them old wells?
no.
Me either. Well, I tell you what, I sure appreciate your hospitality. Thank you so much for coming down here. And I tell you what, let's go ahead and set a date. We're going to come back here and do this in 25 years for 25th anniversary.
Oh.
So you just meet me here, okay?
My favorite niece here will be representing me.
Well, folks, I tell you what, on your drive across Texas, if you want to see a historical Texas town that's chock full of community pride, you need to pull in here to Anson. Maybe you'll get lucky as I did, and we'll have the opportunity to speak with Kenneth Carman. He is a very hospitable man. He's been here not his entire life yet, but up to today, right?
Up to today.
All right. Y'all check it out. I know you'll love it. And remember now, that baby's coming from a Texan. Adios.
Thank you.
Thank you, buddy.
Drive across